The floorboards groaned. John scarcely noticed. An old house breathes. It shifts. He continued unpacking. Boxes piled high, casting long shadows in the flickering lamplight. He was alone, or was he? He shook his head, banishing the thought. Just nerves. He'd bought the old Victorian for a steal. Charming, they called it. He called it a fixer-upper, a place to start over. He unpacked a framed photo. Him, smiling, arm around Sarah. His heart ached. Time to move on, he thought. But a chill ran down his spine, a sudden unease. John went to the kitchen for a beer. The floorboards creaked again, this time from downstairs. The basement. He froze, beer halfway to his lips. Must be the pipes. He'd meant to check down there, but the realtor said it was just storage, nothing interesting. He took a long swig of beer, trying to ignore the feeling of being watched. The silence in the house pressed in on him. He told himself it was all in his head, just the stress, but deep down, a primal fear whispered, something was wrong. Days turned into weeks. John avoided the basement. No need to go down there, he told himself. He kept busy, painting, fixing, trying to ignore the strange noises. Whispers sometimes when he was trying to sleep, dragging sounds. He put it down to the old house settling. One night, a crash from downstairs. John jolted awake, heart pounding. He grabbed a rusty old baseball bat he'd found in the garage. He crept towards the basement door, each step echoing in the silence. He reached for the handle, cold and damp. He took a deep breath and pulled. The basement air was thick with dust and the smell of mildew. It was colder down here, the air heavy with something unseen, something menacing. John flicked the light switch. Nothing. He fumbled for his phone, using its dim light to pierce the darkness. Cobwebs hung like ghostly curtains. Then he saw it. A child's doll, lying on the floor. He didn't remember seeing it before. He picked it up. Its porcelain face cracked, staring at him with vacant eyes. A shiver crawled up his spine. He tossed the doll aside, his heart pounding in his ears. He had to get out of there. John couldn't sleep. The doll's vacant eyes haunted him. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, hunted. The whispers continued, more frequent now, more insistent. He started talking to himself, trying to fill the silence. He decided to investigate. He bought a heavy padlock for the basement door. He started carrying the baseball bat everywhere. He told himself it was just precautions, but the fear was a constant companion. He wasn't sleeping, his nerves frayed. The house was getting to him. One evening he heard it, a low chuckle coming from the basement. He froze, every muscle in his body tense. He slowly approached the basement door, his hand trembling as he reached for the padlock. He had to see, had to know. He threw open the door, flicking on the light. There, in the shadows, he saw a figure huddled in the corner. A man, his eyes gleaming with a terrifying light. John recoiled, fear gripping him like a vice. The man smiled, a slow, unsettling grin spreading across his face. "Hello, John," he rasped, his voice a dry whisper. "We need to talk." John slammed the door shut, the sound echoing in the silence. He fumbled with the padlock, his hands shaking so badly he could barely see. He heard the man's laughter, echoing through the thick wood of the door. It was too late. He ran. Up the stairs, two at a time, his lungs burning. He grabbed his phone, dialing 911, but his hand was shaking too badly to press the call button. He threw the phone aside, grabbing the baseball bat. He was trapped. The laughter was closer now, right outside the door. John backed away, his back hitting the wall. The doorknob rattled, then splintered as something slammed against it. John closed his eyes, bracing himself. It was no use. The door burst open, and there he stood. The man from the basement, his eyes blazing with madness. He took a step forward, his grin widening. "There's nowhere to run, John," he whispered, his voice a chilling caress. "We belong together." John stared in horror, the bat falling from his numb fingers. This was his nightmare, his reality now. He was trapped, alone, with the man who had been living in his basement watching him, driving him slowly insane. Then the man spoke again, his voice taking on a different tone, a chilling familiarity. "Don't you recognize me, John?" he asked, his voice cracking with a twisted amusement. "It's me, Sarah." John's blood ran cold. He looked into the man's eyes, and for a fleeting moment he saw a flicker of something familiar, something terrifyingly recognizable. The world spun, his sanity snapping like a dry twig. He was trapped, not only with a madman, but with the shattered remnants of his own broken heart.